All right, so guys, what I'll do now? Okay, I'm gonna show my one of my iconic fights. Okay, which was against André Galvão, the final of the ADCC 2009. I'm gonna make space a little bit. I'm gonna take my rights away here. So I will be talking a little bit here, even though the fight started. Okay, because there was a little bit of a slow start. As you can, if you don't know, ADCC, the first 10 minutes, there's no points. Okay, and this was the final of my weight division. André Galvão was doing great. He was stopping most people during the competition. He went to the final very well, and he's very well known by his arm drags and his pressure. So I was decided to go to war on here. So basically, there's like a scheduled 20 minutes fight, okay, and the first 10 minutes there's no points involved. And I just remember one of my goals was I will put pressure, impose. If you see here, if I'm pulling a lot of his head down, and I think this was when he realized how this tires you out. See there, I'm putting his head down. Every time I have the opportunity, I'm pulling his head down. But at the see now, look, pull it down. He taking out. This takes a lot of energy of him. If you see, he did the same approach against Cyborg, sorry, and also against Felipe Pena on the last super fight that he had in the ADCC. Probably he kind of felt how uncomfortable it is to apply this pressure the guys had. See, like pulling pressure. And if you noticed, okay, every leg that is in front of me, I have my arm safe. See, look, my left arm is always low. For example, here, like my left leg, so I'm always low here. I go here, down, push down, but this is always safe because if he shoots me, I can have the hook to defend. So notice, I never put my both arms above. This is one thing that is very important rules, all right? Look at that, look, I step forward, left arm in, and the right arm up. See that? My left arm all the time. This is not by luck, it's on purpose. My arm does on purpose there. And every time that I shift legs, I do shift arms. Okay, look, see my left arm under, and he pulls guard, okay? And this is what I wanted really, like in the beginning of that, of this game. Okay, you know what? A lot of people thought I was only based on my game being on the bottom, even though my main game always been on the bottom all my career. But I have a lot of top, especially because I wanted to do the Estima lock. On this tournament was the birth of the Estima lock. Already been tapped. I tapped Rafael Lovato with the Estima lock on the quarterfinals just before this match. Look at the Estima lock there. Look. So close. Like I said, no, I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna sit back. He's pulling my arm, he's kicking me out. That was so close. And I said, okay, man, I'm gonna kind of catch my position back. And my idea was, man, if there is a submission, I'll take it. But I wanna focus on putting pressure. If you see that, I already have at the beginning of the cradle kind of concept. I've been working on that, like always folding his knee to the other side, applying pressure, always leaning myself forward. If you see, like I'm always keeping. Every time he gets in, I put him back down, crossing my knees out to the side. So, and again, imposing pressure all the time. So when you fight someone that's long and you impose so much pressure, it's very uncomfortable. Okay. So back, I'm trying to set up another Estima lock there. But at the time, this was the very first, competition that we applied the Estima lock. So that was, imagine how much I'm telegraphing I am. So nowadays we have different approaches of it. All right. He's spinning underneath here, and then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna clear myself out. I didn't mind if I end up on the bottom of these points because there's no points at all. All I wanted there is to end up on the bottom before the turn of 10 points, of the 10 minutes. If you don't know ADCC in the finals is 20 minutes, and the first 10 minutes there's no points, and when it turns from 10 minutes, it points allowed. So I wanted to be on the bottom before the flip of the 10 minutes because that would allow me to be on my best position from when the points has start scoring, you know. But that was my main game. But at the moment, I was just like, you know what, I'm feeling good here. Just gonna keep going. You know, I'm not afraid if he sweeps me. If he sweeps me, he ends up on my main game. So you know what, as long as I don't expose myself for any submission, I will focus on putting pressure, going forward, make him tired, because it's a fight of a lot of you know, it's a marathon. You know, see, like pulling the head, pulling the head, pulling the head. Don't give him a space of for resting. You know, look, leaning forward, and he's pushing me away. I said, no, you come back, you come back, you come back. Like I'm leaning. He's pushing me. This is doing a good job. You know, and there's gonna be a few exchanges when he is inverted under myself here. See, look how much pushing forward I am there. You know, always make him uncomfortable. Don't give him a space. Now he tried to get the X guard there. You know, I try to spin to the side. That's when I try to kind of get myself in. He goes under. I spin, take my knee out, so I'm safe for any kind of submissions. And yeah, so I'm crossing my feet there so he doesn't get underneath of me. That's a very good approach there. That was a good move that he did there by moving me around. But all the time, see, I'm like a rush, constantly making sure that every time I have, he's working on pushing me away. Look, he's always pushing myself away. This is so tiring because the gravity is doing the work for me. I'm imposing, pushing. Don't literally breathe. Professor Jacob knows what I'm talking about because we train a lot. He knows how it feels when on the bottom, and you kind of don't stop coming. You know, it's like you kind of pushing a big snowball. You know, and the snowball doesn't stop to come on top of you. It's horrible. So you want to be the guy. At the same time, I'm threatening with his Estima lock, so he's very aware of it. At this time, I was already still thinking how to deceive for what I want, you know. So like all I want to put the head, he's spinning under. That was a very good move that he did. And then I tried to get out, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go for the Kimura, and then go for an inverted triangle. My right foot got stuck. That's what I said. Oh man, such unfortunate. But I did a very nice transition there, like which was for the knee bar there. Like if you see, he went to push. I go, give me here knee bar. So look at that. I'm putting his heel under my armpits. Look, that was such a good transition there, like making thoughts. So I almost got him there. He twisted to the wrong side. And I said, oh man, that's so close, so close. And I went to the foot lock. He's already turning. Man, I was so hungry. I said, oh, come, let's fight, man. Let's fight. Get out. And there, I was already tired. But I want to show him that I'm there for the game. I was the first one on the center of the mat. Come on, man. Come on, stop walking around. I'm ready. Let's fight. See? And then I want to put pressure, even though he's there. So I get out. Like this Braulio Estima game failed. I didn't hurt nobody. I just wanted to show him that I was there for the fight. You know, he put his hand on the knee, so that shows that he's getting tired. I'm imposing more, and I felt like, okay, man, there's about 2 minutes, I think. I will impose more to try to take him down, show him that I'm not afraid of playing him on top, because after 20 minutes, it starts the fight stand-up. So I already want to show him that I was ready to fight him stand-up if I need to. See, he's walking back, I'm imposing. And then I went for the single leg at some point here, I think. Let me see, here we go, give him the foot, come back, good. That doesn't work, and then boom, the shift, that was beautiful, nice. Like it's secure, and there was no point. I just wanted to impose the rhythm, you know. And I remember, still no points at the moment, and I'm winning by 1-0 because he pulled guard. If you pull guard in the final of the ADCC, you get -1. So I already was confident. So I wanted to end up somehow be on the bottom before the 10 minutes. I think it's like a minute to go now. So, you know, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's 1 minute, right? It's 1 minute to go. So he goes underneath. I said, okay, boom. He tried to go underneath. I tried to be in a better position. And I think Roger, which was on my corner, said it's 1 minute. I said, okay, so I end up on the bottom, cool. I just say, I'm gonna relax here now. Now is on my main game. Now when I thought, okay, I'm gonna rest, you notice that I'm kind of just waiting a little bit, recover. I impose the pressure. He knows how much pressure I put on top. He knows how much pressure I can put from standing. And, I try to get myself back and end up on my main game when it's point. If I'm not wrong, very soon points are going to be awarded. 10 seconds to be to release the points. So I just there, and I just like try to feel him a little bit, and then like I think now it start already being points. So now is the game. Yeah, please stop here. Yeah, can you see that? Oh, so when you stop, I'll show you. I'm gonna show some very very good point here. Boom, stop. Can you see that? Look, he's holding my head, right? So my head is here. He's holding here, and my right hand is under his neck, and gonna go to the shoulder. So I kind of framing between his head. Can you see his face like with the teeth like that, because he wants his head close to me. He want to hold hand to hand, and the head of the snake concept comes there. Because if I keep pushing his head up, and if my head is under, like he was here, if my head is under his head here, he no longer can fold me. But if he's here, and he folds me here, now I'm stuck. So I go under, lift his head, and put my head under, so there's no match of him to hold on me. Okay? And that gives him a little bit of a false sense of security. Okay? So by this time, all I wanted to do is like keep him out. My right knee is already underneath, so I'm kind of safe. He's working hard, and the pressure started, and then that's when I started realizing that I could use a little bit of some traps, because he really wanted something, right? So I started thinking, how about if I give something and then let's see what happens. So let's go. He tried to go to my left side. See, look, I'm pushing his head away. No, push the head, move the hips out, move my hips out. Look, the head does not get close. See, completely safe. My hips are pretty far. Recover. He goes to the other side. Stop that. Okay. On this moment now, this is one of the things that I've been training a lot. Okay, a lot at this time. So basically, let me see if I can replicate this. Let's see here. So, I was here, right? When I'm controlling here, his head is under. If he wants to pass me to this side, his head has to be to this side, right? So, if his head is this side, he cannot pass to this side. He has to go to the other side. All right? So, I had his triceps. I don't know if I had his triceps. Let me see. Yeah, I have his triceps. Okay, I'm going to go to this side. See, I had his triceps. His head is under, and I press it down. And the other one is around his waist, and my foot is under his ribs. So he couldn't go to the side that he can go. Because if his head was over here, he has to jump to the other side. So he couldn't. So that was the trap that I created. All right? So I was holding here, his head over here, so he couldn't pass this way. So what I did was, I released this leg. So I passed, so he put the head over here. So he goes, oh, I will pass to this side. But then that's when I shot to the inverted, because my foot has been all the time protected. So if you see here, like I'm pushing his head down with my left knee, holding the triceps, and I will release his head, and he will get confident. And when he gets confident, he will jump to the other side. That's when I shoot the triangle. Hold that. Let's see. Look, I'll let go the head, look. Not there yet, not there yet. There, look. The head is here. See the head? Stop. See? Now, the head is complete to the opposite side now. See that? So now my right foot is under his shin. Sorry, my shin is under his armpits. It's under his stomach. So that's when I hung myself on his triceps and I shoot my left leg through. Look at that. Lock it and stop that. See that? And then I locked it. Now, that's the inverted triangle, right? But there is one problem that I need to solve before I give the I shoot the triangle. If his left leg step over me, I will lose angle. So I cannot allow his left leg to go completely over me. That's why my right hand is on his foot. The head of the snake concept again. See that? Head of the snake concept is everywhere that you see. So basically, I'm clamping my legs on the triangle as much as I can, not for submission, but to don't let him mount. I'm pinching my knees together. You know, I'm like more squeezing this than actually this way. More squeezing like that. And my focus is I need to push his leg to the other side. So I hold the foot, don't let the foot go away. If I'm holding this foot, the foot will never go to the other side. Now I need to push the knee to the other side. And even if I need to push myself away from it, my head must be on the other side. So see the fight of the leg control. Look. Push, 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 push the knee. Look, push, go back, go back, go back. Look, I want to push his leg to the other side. Look, push. Look, I'm moving. Get my head to the other side. Now I grab the shin. And this is when I squeeze. And that was a very good time. I was so happy. You know, like, submitting the final was the first submission of the final of the day. So if you go back to that, Jimmy, can you just leave the whole system when he started passing my guard so you guys can see how it goes, how it went on the real time? Okay, let's go. This is the time that we have to react. Look at that. Boom. I'll bring the leg to the other side. I almost lost his foot. Almost. Look. Release. Come back and back to the other side. That's the right position. That was beautiful. I was already smiling before even the top. I was so happy. You know. So the lesson behind this, okay, it's that even though the submission was so close to happen, since when I shot the triangle, you know, we have to have priorities. You know, the submission is the goal, okay, it's the final goal, but we need to prioritize the movement. If I go straight to the point, to the submission, if I lose what he needs to do against, this is what I say all the time when I'm teaching. You know, it's not only knowing how to submit my opponent when he's on, but is knowing that, but at the same time, blocking what my opponent has to do against what I want on the process to achieve that. And this comes with time, okay? If you don't understand that, if you don't see that, you know, it will come natural, and I'm sure it's gonna come to you faster than it came for me, because nobody told me that. I have to learn through my try and errors. Okay, so once you guys know that this is the mindset to seek, when you understand that this is the blueprint, you will start seeing a pattern happening on your learning. This is where you're going to see a pattern happening on your training. When you see people training against each other, you see, oh, that's what he's supposed to be doing at the same time trying to submit. Oh, this is what he's supposed to be doing at the same time that he tried to pass or sweep or take it back. It doesn't matter. When people competing, you guys start to understand those situations, because this is the more important thing. Okay, first step that I need to know is how I can walk. After walking, I can jog. After jogging, I can run. That's how it is in jiu-jitsu, right? So first I need to know what I need to do. First I need to know how to apply a triangle. And then later, how to apply an inverted triangle. And then later is about how I can get to the inverted triangle or triangle, armbar, or it doesn't matter. And then later it is how I can block my opponent's counters of what I want before and during on the process of getting what I want. This will be the challenge that you guys are going to have. It's things that I still try to improve nowadays. Okay? But if that foot I didn't bring to the other side, you notice that I tried to bring him. It didn't go. He came back. So instead of bringing, I put myself through it. But what's important is I have to be on the other side before I applied. If I had applied the pressure for the triangle to submit that, I would have lost that position. You'll never know what would happen in a fight. But the lesson there is like, even when the end is so close, I still need to make sure that he doesn't progress on his defense.